Demons walk among us every day, hiding in plain sight, disguising themselves as friends, family members, and even lovers, while they slowly drain your energy, destroy your confidence, and demolish your sense of self-worth. The most dangerous part? These demons don't have horns or tails. They look exactly like everyone else. That's why most people never realize they're being manipulated until it's far too late. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 unmistakable signs that someone in your life might actually be a demon. Not in some religious sense, but in terms of how they affect your daily life and mental well-being. These signs are often missed because they're subtle at first. But once you know what to look for, you'll never be fooled again. And trust me, spotting these demons early could save you years of pain and heartache. I strongly suggest you watch this entire video without skipping any parts. If you're short on time, just watch at 1.5x or 2x speed instead of missing crucial information that could protect you from these toxic influences. The knowledge you gain in the next few minutes might be exactly what you need to finally break free from the demon that's been holding you back. So let's dive right in. Have you ever had that friend who calls you just to dump all their problems on you, and somehow, by the end of the call, you're the one who feels like you've been hit by a truck, while they sound perfectly fine? That's not a coincidence, my friend. That's energy vampirism at its finest. Now, I'm not talking about some Twilight-style bloodsucker here. I'm talking about someone who literally feeds off your emotional energy. These demons have mastered the art of the emotional siphon, and trust me, they're draining you dry without you even realizing it. You know that feeling when you spend 2 hours with someone, and afterward, you just want to collapse on your couch. Your head is pounding, your body feels heavy, and you somehow need a nap, even though you weren't doing anything physical. Number 1, that you might be dealing with a demon. These energy vampires are masters at making every conversation about themselves. You could be talking about how your dog died, and somehow they'll twist it around to how they once had a goldfish that died, and it was so much worse. They'll interrupt you constantly, monopolize every discussion, and leave absolutely zero space for your thoughts or feelings. Here's the really weird part. Watch them carefully. While you're feeling completely drained, they seem to be buzzing with energy. It's like they literally absorbed your life force. That's because they did. These demons can't generate their own emotional energy, so they steal yours instead. Think about your normal friends. After hanging out with them, you might be tired, but it's a good kind of tired. You feel fulfilled, happy, maybe even energized by the connection. That's how human interaction is supposed to work. You both give and take energy in a healthy exchange. But with demons, it's all take, take, take. And you're left feeling like an empty shell afterward. Want to know for sure if someone in your life is this kind of demon? Try this simple energy check. Before you meet them, take a mental note of how you feel. Your energy level, your mood, your overall sense of well-being. Then, immediately after spending time with them, check in with yourself again. If you consistently feel depleted, exhausted, or even slightly depressed after interactions with them, that's a huge red flag. And here's the thing. This isn't just you being too sensitive or not setting boundaries. Those are excuses these demons have programmed you to believe. The truth is, no normal human interaction should leave you feeling consistently drained and empty. So that's sign number 1 out of the 5 signs someone in your life is a demon. They're an energy vampire who leaves you feeling completely depleted after every interaction. They feast on your emotional energy while giving absolutely nothing back in return. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to protect yourself and break free from their grasp. Now let's talk about the second sign someone in your life might actually be a demon. They're systematically cutting you off from everyone else who cares about you. And the scariest part? They're doing it so smoothly that you probably think it's your own idea. I once knew someone, let's call her Bella, who had a vibrant social life, a loving family, and a wide circle of friends. Then she met this new friend, who seemed amazing at first. Within 6 months, Bella barely spoke to anyone else. When I finally saw her again, she was a shell of her former self, convinced that everyone but this new friend had abandoned her. The reality? This demon had isolated her completely. This isolation doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, methodical, and calculated. It starts with small comments, little seeds of doubt about the people you love. Did you notice how your sister seemed annoyed when you were talking? I don't think she respects you. Or, your friends only call when they need something from you. I'm the only one who truly cares. These demons are masters at finding the tiny insecurities in your relationships and exploiting them. They'll take a single misunderstanding between you and a friend and transform it into evidence that this person has always secretly hated you. Then comes the next phase, creating impossible choices. Suddenly, you're being forced to choose between spending time with them or with other people who love you, and somehow choosing anyone else makes you the bad guy. After everything I've done for you, you're going to your mom's birthday instead of helping me move? I guess I know where I stand in your life. The guilt trips become more intense. They'll react with disproportionate hurt whenever you try to maintain other relationships. They'll call during your outings with others, claiming emergencies that mysteriously resolve once you've canceled your plans. And all the while, they're selling you on how special your connection is. No one understands you like I do. We have something unique. Other people just can't connect with you on our level. This creates a false sense that this relationship is somehow more valuable than all your other healthy relationships combined. Before you know it, you're completely dependent on them. You've stopped reaching out to others because it's just not worth the drama. Your world has shrunk to just the two of you, exactly where they want you. Do you want to know if this is happening to you? Take a moment to reflect on how your social circle has changed since this person entered your life. Have you lost touch with people who were once important to you? Do you find yourself making excuses not to see family or friends? Does the thought of bringing this particular person around others make you anxious? The isolation is strategic because it makes you infinitely more vulnerable to their manipulation. When you're surrounded by people who love you, those people can point out when something isn't right. They provide perspective. They offer support if you need to make difficult changes. Without them, you're at the demon's mercy. Remember, humans are social creatures. We thrive on diverse connections. Anyone who wants you all to themselves doesn't have your best interests at heart. They have their own agenda. Number 2 out of the 5 signs that someone in your life is a demon. They are strategically isolating you from everyone else who cares about you. Now let's dive into the third sign that someone in your life might be a demon. This one is particularly dangerous because it attacks the very foundation of your sanity. I'm talking about reality distortion, when someone warps your perception of what's real and what isn't. Have you ever had a conversation with someone, clearly remembered what was said, but later they completely deny it ever happened? And they do it with such conviction that you start questioning your own memory. That's not you losing your mind. That's a demon at work. These reality-bending demons use a technique called gaslighting, which is essentially psychological manipulation designed to make you question your own sanity. They'll look you straight in the eye and tell you, "I never said that," when you know for a fact they did. They'll promise things and then swear they never made such promises. They'll move your belongings and then insist you must have misplaced them. The truly insidious part is how they flip arguments to make you the villain. You approach them calmly about something they did that hurt you, and somehow, by the end of the conversation, you're apologizing to them. It's like conversational judo. They use your own momentum against you. These demons are expert historians, revisionist historians, that is. They rewrite the past to fit whatever narrative serves them in the moment. I've always supported your career, even though they sabotaged every opportunity. I've never liked that friend of yours, even though they were perfectly friendly until yesterday. They create a constantly shifting reality where you can never find solid ground. What makes this particularly effective is how they use your emotions against you. They know when you're vulnerable, stressed, or exhausted, and that's precisely when they'll launch their reality-bending attacks. When you're emotionally compromised, you're less likely to trust your own perception. The impact of living in this distorted reality is profound. You start second-guessing everything. Your memories, your perceptions, your feelings. You think, maybe I am being too sensitive, or maybe I did imagine that conversation. This constant self-doubt erodes your confidence and makes you even more dependent on the demon to tell you what's real. Here's a powerful way to combat this. Keep a private journal of your interactions. Write down important conversations, agreements, and incidents as soon as they happen. This creates an objective record that can't be manipulated later. When the demon tries to tell you something never happened, you have your own evidence to the contrary. And listen, if you're finding yourself mentally exhausted from trying to keep track of what's real and what isn't in your relationship, that's not normal. Healthy relationships clarify reality. They don't confuse it. This reality distortion is a significant sign. Number 3, that someone in your life might be a demon. And before I move on to sign number 4, I just want to say, if you're finding this information valuable, please smash that subscribe button right now. Because here's the truth. Recognizing these signs is literally life-changing information that most people never learn until it's too late. By subscribing, you're not just staying informed, you're joining a community of people who are waking up to these hidden manipulations happening all around us. Hit subscribe, and let's continue this journey together. Now, the 4th sign that someone in your life might be a demon is one of the most disturbing and disorienting behaviors you'll ever encounter. I'm talking about the Jekyll and Hyde personality. When someone switches between being incredibly charming and frighteningly cruel with no warning whatsoever. This is not just someone having a bad day or being moody. This is a calculated, dramatic personality shift that leaves you constantly walking on eggshells, never knowing which version of the person you're going to encounter from one moment to the next. Let me paint this picture for you. In public, they're absolutely delightful. They're the life of the party, charming everyone around them. Your friends tell you how lucky you are to have them in your life. They seem perfect, attentive, funny, considerate, but behind closed doors, they transform into someone completely different. Cold, cruel, contemptuous. The unpredictability is what makes this so destructive. You never know what might trigger the switch. Was it something you said? The tone of your voice? The way you looked at them? Or nothing at all? Living with this uncertainty creates a constant state of fear and anxiety You're perpetually on high alert, trying to predict and prevent the next episode of cruelty. These demons use this fear as a control tactic. They know that if you're afraid of their next mood swing, you'll do anything to keep them happy. You'll change your behavior, suppress your needs, shrink yourself down, anything to avoid provoking the monster that lurks beneath the charming facade. One of their favorite tactics is what psychologists call love bombing, showering you with excessive attention, affection, and gifts, making you feel like the most special person in the world. Then, just when you're basking in this adoration, they yank it away. The warmth disappears. The gifts stop. The affection transforms into contempt. And you're left reeling, desperately trying to figure out what you did wrong and how to get back to the good times. This cycle of reward and punishment creates a powerful psychological bond called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same principle that makes gambling so addictive. The unpredictable nature of the rewards makes you crave them even more intensely. You keep coming back, hoping to experience that high again, willing to endure increasing amounts of abuse just for a chance at another moment of their love. Here's a painful truth. This inconsistency isn't accidental. It's deliberately designed to keep you off balance and under control. By creating this chaos, they ensure that you never have the emotional stability to step back and see the relationship clearly. If you want to know if you're dealing with this type of demon, start tracking their behavior cycles. Look for patterns in their personality shifts. What precedes the nice phase? What seems to trigger the cruel phase? How long does each typically last? Often, just seeing these patterns written down can be a powerful wake-up call. Remember this: in healthy relationships, people may have moods, but they don't have multiple personalities. They don't adore you one day and despise you the next. They don't praise you in public and demean you in private. Consistency is the foundation of trust, and without it, no relationship can truly thrive. Number 4. That someone in your life might be a demon is a lesson that cannot be ignored. No amount of intermittent good times can justify systematic emotional abuse. Your peace of mind is not a fair price to pay for occasional moments of affection. Now let's talk about the 5th and final sign that someone in your life might be a demon. And this one cuts to the very core of who you are. I'm talking about soul theft, when someone gradually steals your identity and confidence until you barely recognize yourself anymore. Take a moment right now and think back to who you were before this person came into your life. What were your dreams? What made you laugh? What were you passionate about? What did you love about yourself? Now ask yourself, how much of that person still exists today? For many people living with demons, the answer is heartbreaking. Somewhere along the way, pieces of themselves have vanished, replaced by doubt, fear, and a constant sense of inadequacy. These soul-stealing demons are experts at belittling your dreams and aspirations. They don't usually tell you outright that your goals are stupid. That would be too obvious. Instead, they use subtle undermining. That's a nice idea, but someone like you might want to aim a little lower. I'm just being realistic. I don't want you to get hurt when it doesn't work out. Each comment chips away at your confidence until you abandon your dreams entirely. They plant seeds of self-doubt in your mind that grow into forests of insecurity. Are you sure you want to wear that? I wouldn't say that if I were you. People might think you're stupid. You're so lucky I'm willing to put up with your issues. These seemingly small comments accumulate over time, creating a constant internal critic that sounds suspiciously like their voice. One of their most infuriating tactics is taking credit for your ideas and accomplishments. You mention a great idea, they dismiss it. Then a week later, they present it as their own brilliant thought. You achieve something amazing, and they somehow reframe it as being possible only because of their support and guidance. They position themselves as the architect of your success, while simultaneously convincing you that you're incapable of achieving anything without them. Over time, they reshape your personality to suit their needs. The outgoing, confident person you once were becomes quiet and hesitant. Your distinctive laugh, the one your friends used to love, disappears because they once told you it was annoying. Your favorite hobbies fall by the wayside because they made fun of them or created problems whenever you tried to pursue them. Perhaps most insidious is how they use criticism disguised as help to break you down. I'm only telling you this because I care about you. Someone needs to be honest with you. I'm just trying to help you improve. This false concern masks their true intention: to destroy your self-esteem while positioning themselves as your supportive savior. Ask yourself, how much of your time is spent trying to improve yourself based on their criticism? How often do you second-guess decisions that you would have made confidently before? How many parts of yourself have you hidden away because they didn't approve? The long-term consequences of staying connected to these demons are severe. Your sense of self becomes so eroded that you no longer trust your own judgment, feelings, or perceptions. You become a hollow version of yourself, existing mainly to please them and avoid their disapproval. But here's the truth that they don't want you to know. Everything they've taken from you is still there. Your authentic self hasn't disappeared. It's just been buried under layers of their manipulation. And with awareness and distance, you can reclaim every part of yourself that they tried to steal. Number 5. Someone in your life might be a demon, and recognizing it is the first step toward reclaiming your identity and your power. Now that you know the 5 signs, the energy vampire who drains you dry, the isolation master who cuts you off from support, the reality bender who distorts your perception, the Jekyll and Hyde who terrorizes you with unpredictability, and the soul stealer who erases your identity. It's time to trust your instincts and take action. Remember, recognition is just the first step. Breaking free requires courage. Start by rebuilding your support network. Reach out to those friends and family the demon tried to separate you from. Then, create distance from the demon. This might mean setting firm boundaries, or in many cases, cutting contact completely. Healing will take time. Be patient with yourself. Your healing journey may require professional support. Therapists who specialize in trauma and emotional abuse can provide invaluable guidance. Books on narcissistic abuse and support groups, both online and in person, can remind you that you're not alone in this experience. The most important thing to remember is this: you deserve relationships that energize you, not deplete you. You deserve people who celebrate your authentic self, not try to change you. And you absolutely deserve to reclaim every part of yourself that these demons tried to steal. Now that you've recognized these signs, going back to the way things were would be like walking back into a burning building after someone helped you escape. You have this knowledge now. Use it to transform your life. Share this video with anyone you think might be suffering under the influence of these demons. Your simple act of sharing could be the lifeline someone desperately needs. And before you go, the YouTube algorithm has already selected another video that's perfect for your journey forward. Click on the suggestion appearing on your screen right now. It's the exact next step you need to continue growing and protecting yourself. Your future self will thank you for taking this step toward freedom and healing.